Hey guys, this is Derek. In this video and the next few to follow, I'm going to be showing you our trip that we took to Moab, Utah to participate in an event called Raptors on the Rocks. Raptors on the Rocks is an amazing event put on by Chuck where around 40 some trucks go meet in Moab, Utah, and you spend 4 days going off-road and different kinds of terrain around Moab, Utah. There's some high-speed stuff, some slow-speed, crawly type stuff, but all of it is just absolutely gorgeous, and it's such an amazing event. Chuck does an absolutely wonderful job with it. I've been 3 years now, but this year was extra special for me because my parents came along in their own Raptor. You can see here the white Gen 2 in front of me. Dad bought the truck last summer after talking to him for a few years to finally buy one, and he's loved it. This is our second trip so far with the trucks, and it's just been so much fun spending time with my parents on these trips. So it means a lot to me, and to bring them out to something like this was even better. The beginning part of this video just kind of shows our trip through the mountains along I-70. I come from Iowa, and obviously the interstate from Iowa to Denver is just absolutely terrible. It's flat and straight and boring. You could pretty much set the cruise control and just make it there to Denver. So we had met in a town that eludes me now along I-70 in Nebraska and stayed the night there. Woke up at a pretty good time and then got going. We had been checking the weather and it wasn't looking good. The mountains were going to have lots of snow. There was a red band on the radar that was showing. We were a little bit worried. I was getting a little bit nervous and anxious. Being only my third time driving through the mountains. But little did I know I had nothing to worry about. We had stopped in Denver right before heading up the mountain to get gas, and it had started raining. If you remember at the beginning of this video, there was rain. We got up higher, there was snow. Luckily, none of it was sticking too bad. For some reason, going through the mountains makes me nervous. It's not so much me that I'm worried about, it's everybody else. You know, you've always got people going 20 over the speed limit, cutting in front of you around a corner, slamming on their brakes because someone's going slow. If you don't know, I do drive a Gen 1 Raptor. It's a 2012. I've done quite a bit of stuff to it so far and had a lot of fun with it. Like I mentioned, my dad's got a Gen 2. It's a scab, which if you're not a Ford fan, that just means it's the extended cab version. Mine's the crew cab, so it's got the full 4 doors. Before this trip, we had rebuilt my shocks and put devers and bump stops on the back of Dad's truck. So kind of putting his stuff to the test, and mine has already had quite a bit of things done to it last year. So this part of the video, we're still just driving down I-70. And as we're going through, I guess we'll talk about the trip. I'm not going to talk through all the videos because no one wants to hear that. Obviously, day one, we drove all the way out there. Not all the way, but we drove the rest of the way out there. We do cut off the interstate and take Utah State Route 128, otherwise known as the Upper Colorado River Scenic Byway. It only added like 10 minutes under our drive time, and I wanted to just kind of take it at our own pace because I knew we would be driving on it during the run as well. And I'm glad we did. It was gorgeous. We got to make a few stops and take some pictures, which you'll get to see coming up here. I do really think it's cool that part of the interstate cuts through the Glenwood Canyon. It's just so gorgeous through there. The interstate gets windy and it's a lot of fun. So every day we meet up at the Old Spanish Trail Arena on the south side of Moab. The first day, obviously you go in, you register, you get your goodie bag, your t-shirt, your stickers. put them all on. You get a chance to kind of talk to everybody, look around at the trucks, see if there's anything cool. The first day we went on Onion Creek Trail, which was a slower trail that cuts through Onion Creek, obviously. I think you cross the river about 30 times. Wanted to do this one because it's a shorter day. We wanted to do this one first, sorry, because it's a shorter day. Didn't know how Mom would do off-road. And she absolutely loved it. So the rest of the week wasn't going to be a worry. But that gave us some time to get back to town, get some groceries for the week, and prepare for everything. Day 2, again, we met up at the arena and signed up for our route, and we decided to go on what's called Archback. Archback heads back up State Route 128, and then we get off and hit the dirt and play around, I'll say, kind of behind Arches National Park. There was a pretty good jump on this trail. This one's a little bit faster paced for most of it. There was a slower crawly spot that we went and had lunch at. But there should be some clips and vids of the jump that we did. It's a lot of fun. It's very pretty. Like I said, it's kind of more faster paced. And that one's always a favorite. Day 3, for the day, we went on Gemini Bridges, Mineral Point, and Long Canyon. Gemini Bridge, we parked and walked out onto the bridge and took a bunch of pictures, and it was absolutely gorgeous. And then Long Canyon is also really cool. It's just kind of a slower climb down the cliff face, it feels like. But that one's awesome. And then on day 3, we also did a evening/night run where we go out to Hurrah Pass, which is a bit of a trail. It's a fairly easy trail. And then we all park there, take some pictures, watch the sun go down. It's amazing. You get to look over the river, see the potash farm way off in the distance. It's awesome. Day 4, which was our last day, worked out perfectly. We did a very fun, quick trail up to whitewashed sand dunes, where we got to play for a couple hours before packing up and heading home. The sand dunes are pretty much just off the interstate, so it already brought us 45 minutes to an hour closer to getting home. After the dunes, like I said, we took off, headed home. Stayed in the same spot we did on the way out, which I think it was North Platte, now that I think about it. But it was about halfway for both of us. And then once we got to Omaha, Mom and Dad cut off and headed north, and we kept on heading home on the eastern side of Iowa. So this event is fantastic. Like I said, this one was extra special because my parents got to come with. So we've got another trip planned in August this year. This one's in Michigan that we're going to go on, and we're already planning stuff for next year. We may do a Texas run. So really hope you guys enjoy the videos. Like I said, I'm not going to talk over all of them. I just wanted to do an intro, kind of on our way out there. If you guys do enjoy them, please make sure to like and subscribe to the channel. There will be more videos coming out shortly, so keep your eyes open for that. Otherwise, just enjoy.